effect on those folks in the next election, which is just next year. It's going to have a huge effect. And that's what's got me as excited as anything else, because I think this thing is really going to turn around. And it's votes like this that are going to help. We just have to keep them from making it all the way through Congress. The health care bill is the next one. It's got a $1 trillion price tag, and that's to cover about a third of the people out there that they are trying to cover, that they are saying are uninsured. A $1 trillion price tag, and I know there's a lot of members of Congress are worrying about that now. Here comes another bill, another $1 trillion bill coming through that is going to continue to increase the deficit. And I want to talk just a little bit about what's happened to the deficit, because we keep hearing so much from the administration and what the administration inherited when they came into power. The most the deficit ever got to, and it was last year, was about $486 billion. That's the high. That was the amount of money that the federal government had to borrow to get through the year to pay for everything. That's money that was spent above what was taken in, and all deficits are bad. And it got about $486 billion. Since January 20th, it has now increased to somewhere, and this is what's sad is, we don't really know where it is, but it's somewhere between $1.8 trillion and $2 trillion. Now think about that. It's just been since January 20th. Just since January 20th, and they haven't gotten the health care bill through yet that they're talking about. The omnibus bill that was passed just recently had massive amounts of spending in it. Massive amounts of spending. A lot of this spending is spending that that doesn't need to or doesn't have to be there. If you look at the wartime supplemental that was passed, this is a bill that is put together to take care of any expenditures that need to be taken care of that weren't accounted for in the regular appropriations bill. When you're at war, you always have expenses, you always have equipment that comes up, needs that are men and women in uniform that need. And it's supposed to be directed exactly to those areas, just whatever they need. Well, what did they throw into the thing? The $4 billion cash for clunkers package that was in there, which is now passed into law, and you're going to be paying for that. There was also billions of dollars in there for the IMF, the International Monetary Fund. That is the international bailout that the United States government, you, the taxpayer, is going to be funding throughout the country. And that's what's unfortunate. That's all of this spending that is taking place. And you hear a lot of talk about how Washington has a revenue problem. Washington needs more taxes. Washington doesn't have a revenue problem, folks. Washington has a spending problem. That's exactly what it is. Right behind that comes taxes to pay for it. It was mentioned earlier, the excise tax they're talking about on sugar, soda. It's going to be on tobacco, it's going to be on alcohol, it's going to be on just about anything. They're also talking about a VAT tax to help pay for things, which is a modified sales tax. It's what they call a value-added tax, taxing your health care benefits from your employer. There's just a variety of things out there. Obviously, the energy tax, you're going to get taxed if cap and trade goes through. You're going to get taxed. Your taxes are going to go up every time you turn on that light switch. Every time you pay your heating bill, every time you pay your cooling bill. It's also going to have a huge impact on the goods and services you buy, because everything in this country moves. Everything in this country moves. It's by truck or by train or by barge or by ship, by pipeline. Everything moves, and it's going to take fuel to do that, and that fuel is going to be taxed. So that is going to hit every single person out there, and it's going to hit you hard when it comes to energy. So that's kind of, I wanted to leave you with the fact that I am excited. I know we're going to take some questions from the audience. I think Chris is going to moderate that, but I wanted to leave you with some optimism. I am excited. I do think this thing's going to change. Remember that. It's going to turn hard, and it's going to turn fairly fast, I think, too. And they're helping us. We just need to keep feeding them rope. Feeding them rope. They're going to help.